This video is brought to you by Blissy. I'm not gonna lie, I am afraid of Sonic fans. Yeah, I'm out in public. They're lurking around, and they know that I talk trash about them, that I say that Sonic sucks. And you know what? It's true. It sucks. I can't stand that restaurant. I'm joking. Please don't dislike the video. Hi, folks. How's it going? I am back with another review. We're talking about Sonic 2, which, it's funny, I have not seen a movie in theaters since the first Sonic. So if anything, it's kind of poetic. And feels good, too. It's good to be back in theaters. I was sitting there in my seat with my little Diet Dr. Pepper, and I was like, I miss this. I want to acknowledge that I definitely came back to theaters with good vibes. So I don't know, moving forward in this video, if I'm using said energy to praise Sonic 2, but whatever, the disclaimer is out there. Let's begin. Okay, off the bat, I like this film. I liked it a lot.
I like it a lot.
And I was surprised by that fact. I thought that I would still have these reservations that I had from the first film, which, for those who don't know, I thought, okay, it's cool seeing Sonic, that they improved his character, that he's in the film, and seems like Sonic, but I wasn't crazy about the human characters, the live action segments of an animated character interacting with real people, because to me, I'm like, it's Smurfs, it's Alvin and the Chipmunks, I'm tired of this. But that being said, for what it was okay. And the case here for Sonic 2 was even more so, where it's like, I kind of like it. It's actually a really cool vote of confidence from the folks making this film, where they're like, we're gonna embrace this. Tails, Knuckles, we're gonna bring back Robotnik, we're gonna lean more into the lore of Sonic, which, by the way, another disclaimer, I don't know much about. I played Sonic as a kid on the Genesis. I know enough of the basics, but I'm not like a diehard, so just be kind to me if you can in the comments. I'm gonna try my best, all right? I know that Knuckles is an enchilada.
Come on, that's hilarious. What's the matter with you?
It should be said, though, that it is quite the miracle that we went from the first Sonic trailer, which was like just this crime against humanity, and that we're at this point now, which is maybe another reason why I like this film so much, to see what it could have been and to see what it ended up being, where it's like, wow, you went in the opposite direction compared to this first trailer, where this was like a nightmare from like some Lovecraftian god vision, and now it's like, look at Sonic, look at Knuckles, look at Tails, they look great, they look really fun, and they seem like they're the actual characters. Like, I feel the vibes being put down, and I'm enjoying them. Props to the folks who made this movie, Sonic 2. Y'all did great, and I think the fans and a lot of viewers appreciate that you're actually giving good faith to the Sonic franchise. Who would have thought a series about Sonic, featuring Sonic as the main character and his side characters with Knuckles and Tails, would do so well? Who would have guessed? And if anything, it kind of proves it to Hollywood, where it's like, don't be afraid. You don't have to be afraid of these characters that you're making adaptations about. Have fun with them. Trust in them. Okay, I digress. This is the most animated live-action adaptation I've ever seen, which is kind of funny considering that like The Lion King, quote-unquote live-action remake, is fully animated. And yet this, which is not fully animated, obviously, because you got like the live-action actors, feels even more animated, which just blows the mind. Go figure. Again, and I said this in the first review for the first Sonic film, I would prefer if this was fully animated, which is like not a hot take. I think it's something many people agree with, but grading on a curve here, it's pretty good for what it is. Like, I read that like the Sonic franchise has games that takes place in like reality, quote unquote, with like humans. Did we keep that in the video? That was kind of cool. It has humans, like live action, quote unquote live action humans in it, or at least the ones that are a bit more like done and animated and designed to look like humans in the real world. So for folks to say, why are there humans here at all to begin with? It's like, oh, the games kind of did that themselves. And I believe there is some series, like animated series that did the same. So it's not like Sonic is completely like void of having humans in it. And I guess it's kind of a good working point for these adaptations, where it's like, there's an excuse. It's okay. All right, I've been all over the place. I'm like a blue streak. speeds by with a chili hot dog. Let's talk about the synopsis of the film itself. By the way, spoilers. So, the first film was about Sonic ending up on Earth and something about a blue spike and how Eggman wanted it, how Sonic is hanging out with Tom, this cop from Green Hills, and just these adventures they went on, the typical like character from fictional universe out of water, and he's being chased by Jim Carrey's Eggman, and that's the movie, more or less. And considering all things, it could have been much worse, could have been much better. I thought it was fine. Here we are in the second film where things are much better. We pick up where we left off in the first film. The human character, Tom, who's like Sonic lives with, him and his, I think his wife or his girlfriend or his fiance, I can't recall. They go off on this wedding trip to Hawaii because like some friend of theirs is getting married. So Sonic's on his own at the house. Then Eggman comes back with Knuckles and they ambush Sonic and they're trying to find the Master Emerald, and how Knuckles is like, that's my birthright to my people of the echidnas of my planet. And of course, Eggman has ulterior motives trying to get the emerald himself, because apparently if you're given this emerald, it gives you the power to create your thought into like reality, which is scary for someone like Jim Carrey, let alone Eggman. And then we have Tails here, who is like in the end of the first film, and Tails finds Sonic saying, hey, I came across the universe to find you. You're a hero to us all, and we're gonna team up and stop Eggman and Knuckles and get that emerald and put a halt to it, because we're the guardians of Ga'Hoole. There actually are some owls. The owl was in the first film that raised Sonic, and the echidnas attacked the owl. There's this exposition about how the owls are these guardians trying to stop the emerald from being used by the forces of evil and make sure that no one gets away with it. And of course, the echidnas are like, I don't know the full story on them, but it sounds like the echidnas, there was a bit of exposition where they created the emerald and then the owls stopped them, and then the owls stay like as guardians over the emerald, or emeralds. Forgive me. I should play more of the games. I'll start with 06. Okay, that's the synopsis, more or less. And Sonic and Tails trying to find the emerald, trying to stop Eggman and Knuckles, and then the B and C plot of it all with the humans in Hawaii. Let me tell you what I liked about this movie. I know I've kind of already done that already, but let me go even further. I like how I was laughing and smiling. I was surprised by that, these jokes. I was like, wow, I'm laughing out loud and smiling. I feel good. And then the voice acting is phenomenal. Ben Schwartz as Sonic, great casting. He really nails it. That smarmy, like sassy attitude where it's not too pretentious, not too much of a jerk, but enough to give him some sass. Tails' voice actor, Colleen, who like provided the voice for the actual character in the games, I believe in the show, she's voicing Tails here in the movie. I think that's awesome. They should do it more often. Get Idris Elba as Knuckles, which at first I was like, that's a bit off-putting, but then it grew on me and it worked. Knuckles in his like almost Thor-like attitude from the MCU where he's like, I'm here on Earth and I don't know where I am, and I'm a warrior and I'll... Coffee, another. Kind of the same thing with that. The fish out of water, the warrior in a world that's modern and doesn't really fight. Jim Carrey's having a blast as Eggman, being eccentric and bizarre and just loving it, and I'm here for it. His intern, who's like in love with him. I thought that it was a good call to make Tom and his girlfriend and the other humans the B and C plot, which like there are moments in the film where it's like, okay, we're here for the human characters for a moment. And the good news is that it's only for a moment. They aren't the main portion. They're the B and C plot, which is like, okay, I guess we'll do this, whatever. And it was bearable. Like the part where they're trying to free Sonic and Tails from like some imprisonment in Hawaii, whatever. It's okay. Could be better? Absolutely. But it's forgivable. I just appreciate that they didn't double down on the humans. They did the opposite. They put their faith in the character that this franchise is formed around, as they should. I also like the Easter eggs, like the Sonic, like Sega manual, cracked me up. I grew up with that. The Sonic ringtone, Sonic himself breathing like an air bubble when he's drowning. Good stuff. There's moments where it's like, wow, you all know what you're talking about. And those little Easter eggs mean a lot to the fans of the game, the franchise even. There's great action. I like the designs of the characters. I was a bit worried at first where I'm like, how is this gonna look? We did in the first Sonic film. It was okay with the characters interacting with humans. But you know what? It's fine. It works. No complaints. There's some moments where like at the dance-off at the bar where like you can see the humans pick up Sonic or Tails, and it feels a bit weird because like of the weight of the characters that are obviously not being held by the human actors. But again, it's forgivable. Also, we get like some post-credit scenes. I won't spoil it, but like, well, I guess I will. No Rouge the Bat? Where's Rouge? Could have been a 10 out of 10 Oscar-worthy film, but there's no Rouge, so, don't watch this movie. We actually got, like, Golden Sonic, too. That was a surprise. I was like, whoa, cool. They're really going into the lore of the franchise. So as far as the pros go, I was very content, very happy, and if anything, seeing this staff, the creative types working on this movie, that they care. There's craftsmanship for the care they put into tipping their hat to the folks who are fans of Sonic in the audience. Be it the kids, the young at heart, whatever. And then, of course, these things are innocuous enough to where, like, you've got parents or other folks who aren't Sonic fans who are like, I'm still enjoying it. Okay, now let's get to the things I did not care for, which fortunately aren't that many. Again, wish this was fully animated. Let's just get that once again off my plate. I think full animation would help to embrace the raw potential of the limitations. Like, there's limitations with these live action actors who, at the end of the movie, with this fight scene, they're just kind of standing around. Like Tom and his girl and other folks. They're just standing there while the animated characters are going crazy and having fun. They should do that even more so. Let it all be animated. Let go of the restrictions of live action. But that's just, again, a very not hot take I think a lot of folks agree with. But at the same time, a lot of folks are like, it is what it is. It could be worse. So for what it's worth, it's pretty damn good. My main gripe is how there's this weird father-son relationship between Tom and Sonic. That felt weird to me, where they're like, Sonic, you're just a kid, and I'm your dad, and we're your family. I'm cool with the family thing. Like, you belong with us because, like, you're obviously have a messed up childhood, being, like, not thrown away, but lost from your owl mom and being here on Earth. Like, we're your family. We're your surrogate family. That's fine. But where they're like, you're just a kid? I'm like, I thought Sonic was like 16 or something, on the low end, maybe in his early 20s on the higher end. So that was a bit odd. I get what they're trying to go for. They can call them family, but this father-son dynamic's kind of weird. And it was a weird setup and a weird payoff. I thought that felt kind of jarring to me. There are some pacing issues in the film. Once more, the entire Hawaii humans running around the hotel was a bit like, yeah, okay, whatever. Get back to the actual animated characters, and of course, we give Jim Carrey a pass because he's so animated that he gets honorary cartoon status. And also, a quick question, did the dog die at the start when Knuckles blew up the house? That's not really a gripe. I'm just asking you all. Did the dog die? I don't recall seeing him later in the film. But yeah, I suppose, all in all, the character arcs for these characters, for Tails being like looking up to Sonic as his hero, having Sonic finding his moment of being a hero, Knuckles being this anti-hero, like Vegeta character. It was simple stuff, but satisfying, which I will take any day versus overcomplicated themes that have bad payoffs. So I enjoyed it. So in conclusion, I would recommend this film. I thought it was fun. I think it's one of the best video game adaptations out there. I'm excited about it. They're going to do a third movie. And the film, as of recording this video, is doing great at the box office. So, I'm here for you, Sonic. I need to play more of your games. I need to watch more of your shows. I need to learn more about this franchise. Apparently, there's a lot more to it than when I was just a kid playing it initially. So, I would, once more, recommend this film. Those are my overall thoughts about Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the chili dog. That's a thing. Sonic the restaurant isn't sponsoring them once more. It's McDonald's. Wow. Lost potential once more. It hurts me. I want to get a chili dog, but only if it's endorsed by Sonic via Sonic. I suppose that's where I'll end the video. Hot dogless. So a big shout out to this video's sponsor, Blissy. Guys, I have a confession to make. For the past few months, I've been in full goblin mode, and I've been using a pillow with no cover. That's right, just my dumb face on my dumb pillow, all the grease just pouring into it. But Blissy hit me up and they were like, yo, we got silk pillowcases, baby. And good timing, because I desperately needed that upgrade. And I had no idea how much of an upgrade it was going to be. For those who don't know, Blissy offers silk pillowcases, which give you better hair, better skin, and incredible sleep. This is a completely natural and hypoallergenic silk pillowcase designed by a team of experts that does wonders for your overall health while you sleep. First off, the package, which arrived at my door, is probably the most pleasant package I've ever received. Look at these cute little boxes. Look at the flare and little paper shreds. It's cute. They good presentation points in my book. But what about the products themselves? Well, as soon as I opened the pillowcases and ran my fingers across the 100% mulberry silk, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like this a lot. And my girlfriend was like, swipe, I'm gonna like it too. And she took one of the pillowcases and the scrunchies and the the sleep mask. So, hey, she commandeered the stuff. That's probably a good sign, and I asked her about it, and she loves them. But what about me? What do I think? Well, I gave the black and white pillowcases a whirl. It was bedtime, and I laid my little head on the pillows. Well, one pillow for my head, and then the other between my legs, because I'm weird like that. And the results? Why didn't anyone tell me how comfortable silk was? Really, I had no idea. And for Blissy pillowcases, they're temperature regulated, so they're nice and cool. And I love that. You feel it against your cheek, the coolness of the silk, and you're like, oh, where have I been? All the wasted years. They truly feel great on my skin, to the point where I'm getting better sleep. Like I've been waking up refreshed and amazing in the morning. So folks, I highly recommend Blissy. I'm legit gonna get some of these pillowcases for my mom for Mother's Day. Cause when it comes to Mother's Day, I'm like, what do I get her? Flowers? Those die. Pillowcases don't die. And I think Saberspark is going to love these pillowcases. So go to blissy.com/Saberspark or click the link in the description down below, and you will get an additional 30% off your order and free worldwide shipping. Get your energy back, sleep better, and even improve your hair and skin with Blissy silk pillowcases. That is BLISSY.com/Saberspark. Use the code at checkout. Go hit them up today.